agent is you giving AI a computer and saying, yeah, go do it.
It's like I could have an agent that could go buy me a ticket to Acapulco, and it could also get the hotel.
We had a process that took our team about 3 hours. That is now being done within 5 minutes. It is changing everything. Don't be the person that adopted Google search in 2007.
Get going, get connected.
The most important thing for everybody is to just start using this.
Expert advice, practical tips, real-life stories. Have less stress, more time, and more money in your business. Welcome to the Cashflow Contractor.
There is no doubt in my mind that the future of work revolves around agents, and agents are popping up everywhere.
Say briefly what an agent is.
An agent is, agent has agency, right? So the way that the easiest way that you can think about it is, if I gave you a computer, Martin, what could you do with it? You could write books, you could build software, you could email people, you could do whatever you want. You would have agency over that computer. An agent is you giving AI a computer and saying, yeah, go do it.
Okay, let me make it simple for somebody like me. It's like I could have an agent that could go buy me a ticket to Acapulco between these dates, find the best deal, meeting my criteria. It'd have the credit card, and it could also get the hotel. That would be a simple use of an agent?
Okay. But that's very simple. Those are tasks. Do you know what Bloomberg Terminals is?
I know who Bloomberg is, but no, I don't.
Bloomberg, the way that they got so big and so powerful and all this kind of stuff is because they built this terminal where they were able to get real-time information faster than anybody. They sell licenses for $30,000, a seat or something like that for a year. And that's what is the table stakes. You can get an agent to build you your own Bloomberg terminal, and it'll do it in a day. So
I just have to tell you this because this may be something for you. I've got a client, they need an agent, and he said they need to write an app. And they said, we're not going to spend $50,000 on an app. And I said, well, if you think in the old days, you're about $700,000 short. If you're thinking the new days, how about 2 afternoons and $150?
Yeah.
No.
Well, they don't.
Anyway,
my argument with people right now is that they don't need an app.
Because the agent will do it?
Yeah. And I don't even know. Starting at an agent's not the point. The point is you need to start working with AI, because you won't understand how the agent's working or how to use the agent or what's, you just won't understand it until you just start using AI. It's like I'm telling you that there's excavators out there that are the size of, buildings that can dig the biggest holes in the world, but you've never been on a construction site, And so it's like, well, I don't even need to talk to you about the excavator. Like, let's just go to a job site really quick and let's walk around. Right. And so that's my big thing is like, you don't need that massive excavator for the work that you're doing. It's cool. But what you need to do is you need to show up to the job site. You need to show up to AI, because there are things that are releasing every single day. And there was a tweet that I liked. It said, you basically have to be unemployed to keep up, because it's a full-time job. And just to give you perspective, I am someone that's pretty balanced in my life. If I'm working on a weekend, something went wrong, right? Either I'm really wanting to do that because it's like fun and which it happens occasionally, or something hit the fan and we've got to go fix it. And so I'm working on the weekend. I don't work at night very often. Same thing. It's because, oh, wow, they're like, kids are down. There's this cool thing I want to do, or something serious went wrong. For the last month, I would say 4 to 5 nights a week, I'm staying up till 2 a.m. working on this. 1, because it's really fun.
Because you're eager.
Right?
Yeah.
But 2, because it is changing everything. Yeah. It's changing everything.
I was going to say you can't stay up, but you can't stay up anyway. You can't stay up with everything. I don't mean up in the middle of the night. I mean caught up.
But I mean, I'm literally like I'm making drastic changes in my business because of this. Between what we offer as a company, but also how we do the things we do, and changing tools, like tools that I would have never thought of changing tools because they connect instantly with AI. So anyways, I say all of that. Yes, there was a little bit of, what do you?
Well, that's something that we need to do, Khalil, because you're, I don't know, I'm not capable of judging whether you're in the national top 10, probably are, top 5 or 10% of people who understand AI at a crossover application point. In other words, there are people who understand the code AI and understand NVIDIA chips and do all that stuff. But it's like Lance, our friends, with the hosting site. He's delegated hosting means that he doesn't just host, but he tries to understand that yours is an e-commerce site. We need to not do stupid things in our coding and our hosting that damage that, even though maybe it's faster, right? So our level of understanding the folks that we deal with, how can they keep up with AI? I mean, we need to do more and more.
We do,
and things that they can go do. I got to repeat it. Well, go ahead.
3 things you can be doing. Get an LLM, get Claude. You can
Okay, you just talked about an LLM. It's a large language module. It means get AI.
My biggest recommendation to every single person listening is get Claude. Can use whatever.
CLAUDE.AI.
We'll link to it in the show notes.
Yeah.
Get on it. Ask it, what can you do for me? This is who I am. This is what I do. What can you do for me? Let's get started. Just have it guide you. Okay? When you use the LLM, be on the highest model possible until you start running into limits. This is something that you were doing.
Which one is that now? Opus?
Yep. So if you're on Claude, you were using Sonnet, which is like a medium tier, right?
No, I'm on
If you are skeptical about AI, get onto the highest level. I'm not saying payment. So you probably need to pay for $20 a month. Just do it. I'm spending thousands of dollars on AI every month. Okay. So spend 20. Go ahead and switch your model to Opus 4.6 or whatever the highest model is whenever you're listening to this episode. And start there, because you're likely not going to hit your usage limits. And the only reason why you should really go to a lower model is primarily for usage limits. There's some extra cases, but primarily because you don't want to hit your usage limits. And so I would start there. The next thing, I would get onto a transcription tool. All that means is something that is recording your conversations. There's a variety of ways this can happen. Okay? The easiest one for most people listening is going to be Granola. And it has an app on your phone. You can take a note and you just click record, and it records your in-person conversations. You can connect your phone number very easily in about 30 seconds. And once that's there, you go into Granola, you click the phone call button, all of your contacts pull up from your phone book. You choose your contact, you make the call, it records the call, but it does not record the audio. It just gets a transcript for you. Okay? Then you can use it on your computer where it will record any sort of virtual meetings you're doing. Get onto a transcription service because most of your data is in your head, right? Then once you have the transcription service, the next step, and you don't have to do this one right away, but it will make it so much faster, is you need to start treating AI like an actual person. I don't mean that like you need to have a relationship with it, all this kind of stuff. What I mean is when you delegate tasks, do you do it solely through text, or are you jumping on the phone and telling your assistant or your foreman or whoever it is, hey, I need you to take care of this? Sure, sometimes you're firing off texts, but a lot of times it's easier for you to talk to your employees rather than email them or text them or whatever it is, right? Same concept. You need to be able to talk to the AI. And the best way to do that, there's features that allow you to do that, but the best way to do that is through a dictation tool. Wispr Flow is the one that I use. We'll link to it in the show notes. It is by far the best one, and it just works. but essentially you hold a button, you talk, you let go, it puts it into structured text. So instead of chatting with the AI with your fingers and typing and it taking forever, you just talk to it.
Yep.
That's where you end up wanting to go. Okay? If you have those three things, you can fundamentally change everything about how you work and the way that your business does work.
Let me shame our listeners just a little bit. I have all three of those.
Yeah, and you're
I have them because of Khalil, but I can't tell you. I don't know how many terabytes of damn transcribed. I don't know if we have a terabyte, but transcriptions, and we use them all kinds of ways. Yenny, my assistant, pulled some stuff out for me. Got me 21 social media posts for me to approve, and 18 of them were. I mean, that's very simple. But we had the transcripts to go pull them out of rather than, Martin, what do you want to say this week? Now that's a very simple tool, but it's because we have everything transcribed. Also, we do our not show notes, but session notes. For every client, when I have finished a coaching session, gets a 3-page thing that is very structured, but it's pulled out of our conversation. Has their goals, it has subjective, objectives, all that.
the reason why you want to be getting your transcripts and getting that data out of your head, that knowledge that you have, is because context is everything. You don't even need to do anything with the transcripts right now, as long as it's recording. I mean, there's so much you can do right now.
From the AI's viewpoint.
Well, not just that. Like, Martin, if I told you, let's think of an example. Like if
the company sold $600,000. Oh, cool. They spent $1.2 million doing it.
Sure. Yeah.
The 1.2
context is everything.
Context.
Hey, I'm shutting down my business. Oh, wow. What happened? I just won the lottery. I got 21 million in the bank. I'm going to take a break.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah, I would probably do that too. Good job, right? So context is everything. Agents are coming. And I
that's what I mean.
Stress you
the
enough.
Transcripts are a source of context for the agents and the AI, correct?
Correct.
It's
I can't stress you enough.
I'm the ignorant guy again talking.
Yeah.
But Claude, I've been writing my book using Claude principally, and it has learned so much about me, and it refers to other queries that I have and said, well, it's context. It's got, and when I screw up and start heading down the wrong path, it taps me on the shoulder and says, is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
And anyway, go ahead. I'll let you go back to your more technical
No,
stuff.
I mean, basically what I'm saying is agents are coming. And I'm sure there's people listening like, they're not taking my job, whatever. I'm not saying they're taking jobs. I'm just saying that things are changing. Like, we used to have a process that took, I mean, this has happened this week. We had a process that took our team about 3 hours to do for a client. That is now being done by someone typing a command, like literally like, do this. It grabs everything it needs from a folder and it's done within 5 minutes. That's a real thing that changed my business. We recently let go of somebody for performance. We don't need to hire that role again. These are real things that are happening. But the only way that we were able to do that is because we had really good context, right? And the business owners that are going to win in this are the ones that have good data. And the data does not need to be structured. We're not talking about databases and all that kind of stuff. It does not need to be structured. It just needs to be captured. So where are you capturing data? Just this week, or I guess it was last week, we were doing our AI workshop for construction business owners. I asked, hey, give me a real problem that you're facing right now. Guy in the workshop said, hey, I don't know if my Google ads are actually performing. I don't know if my Google ads guy is doing anything valuable. I have no idea. And so we went in, he logged into his Google ads account. He has no idea what he's looking at. Zero clue. I guided him to the export function to export all time, all data. Okay. We took that and we threw it into Claude and we said, hey, what can you do with this? By the end of a 10, 15-minute conversation, he understood that he had spent $45,000 in Google ads in the last 2 years, and he was able to do a thorough audit of everything and figure out exactly what needs to happen. Okay, cool, I have that information. Well, he came back this week to the workshop telling me what he had done. He had figured out by working with Claude that the guy that he hired to do Google ads in April hasn't logged in since April, right? And he was paying him $500 a month to run the Google ads. So one, that just saved him $500 because he's firing that guy, right? But then it went ahead and built out all of the campaign and put it into of how he should be running things based upon what worked over the last 2 years and what didn't work. Put it into a format that he could just download and then import into Google ads. And then he asked, okay, now what do I do? And it showed him how to toggle it on. And now it's running by itself. Okay. That's a very real example that just happened with someone who had never used Claude before.
It happened in a day or a week.
I mean, yeah.
Both hands.
It's all dependent upon how much time you have, right? Because if you have time, you can go and do it right now. But with the agent, that whole system that we just talked about, that whole sequence that we just talked about, you would just tell the agent, hey, go into Google ads. It would go on the whole thing, and you would give it context.
And without knowing anything else, go into the Google ads and find out what's going on. You can start there.
And then it would say, hey, so-and-so hasn't logged in since. So you can ask questions. Hey, how this guy's managing it? How is he doing? Well, your ads suck.
Okay, let me ask a question. Literally, how do you start an agent? Do you have to build an agent? You don't have to give me the technique so I can do it. But literally,
you don't need to think about it too hard right now. For most of our listeners, unless you have been using like AI to do really robust things inside your business, and I'm not talking about write emails or come up with these huge marketing plans that are 50 pages that you never actually implement, right? Unless you're like actually using AI to do serious actions inside your company, what I call core activities. So we never write a scope of work anymore. Every single scope of work is generated by AI. And not only is it generated by AI, but the scope of work is then put into all of our systems. And an email is drafted for the scope of work to send to subs. And it designs a nice PDF that's a one-pager. All those kinds of things. Like if that's the level that you're on, then sure, we can start talking about agents. But unless you're on that level, you're skipping steps. Agents are changing so quickly. Tools are building agents inside of them. So if you're on ClickUp or Notion or a variety of other tools, the agent's already inside them. So you just work inside of your workspace. So if you had said, hey, I'm going to start using Monday.com 5 years ago, and you used it religiously, every single task that anybody at your company did was inside of there. Every single SOP, every single template. If all that stuff is in there, guess what?
Agent can go find it
now
all.
Your agent has all the data and all the context it needs, and it can go and do those things. It can go and it can build the spreadsheet. It can log into the website. It can go and upload the files and submit your bid packages so that it can go and pull the bid request. It can read it. It can use all of your existing bids that you've created to figure out what your format is. It can hit a certain margin, develop the bid. It can upload it to the site, and now you've submitted your bid, right? And all you did was say, tell me what bid requests we have this week. Okay, go do them. Quick ad break. It's for me personally. I've got to promote my business, and you are my target audience. If you're a contractor, you're running a business that's north of $500,000 in revenue, you already know the grind. You're the salesperson, the project manager, the HR department, and the guy that's fixing problems on the weekends and at 9 p.m. because you own the business and you're responsible. But I've got something for you. I built growth kits just to solve your problem of the chaos that comes with growth. It's a membership that gives you a growth team that's in your corner. It helps with staff, systems, and software. So you don't have to go and hire a bunch of people that you can't afford yet to fix problems that you've never fixed before. If you need to get work off your plate, we help you get up to 3 global talent hires per year as a part of our membership so that you can find low cost, low overhead positions to really take the admin work off of your plate. We mentor them for you weekly so that you're not stuck training someone from scratch. And if you need to give further training to them and other people on your team, we provide workshops to anyone that's at your company. Let me read off some of these first. Workshop titles: Own Outcomes, Not Tasks. 6 weeks going over that with your team in a very engaged setting that's virtual. Client Success and Retention: How to Handle Difficult Conversations. Communication and Meetings Mastery. Delegation Mastery, Business Financial Literacy, and How to Implement AI. That's just a few. We have over 21 workshops that are different going on throughout the year in 2026. If you need to talk through a decision on software or whatever it is, you can talk to anyone on our team to support you in your growth as a construction company. We also provide monthly masterminds with other owners who get it. So it's one membership. It's $600 a month. Your business gets more efficient and not more overwhelming as you grow. That is our goal with the Growth Kits membership. So if you've been white knuckling it and you're wondering when it's going to get easier, this is how you do it. You book a call that's in the show notes. I want to talk to you about it, and then I will show you exactly how we will help you remove some of the roadblocks in your business to growth and help you become more efficient and not more chaotic. Back to the episode.
So now I'm going to say, people say, can we trust it more so and more so? But
it's a personal decision. I try to reflect on this a lot because I think it's important not just be like, go, 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 what's happening, go, go. I think there's a few things. One, certain information you should provide certain information you should probably hold back a little bit, right? I'm actually not too concerned about a lot of the information unless you're in like a legal field or there's something confidential about the nature of your work. I would be more hesitant on access. So like, I'm not going to give it access to my bank account. I'm not going to give it access to, something financial. I'm not going to give it access to my login information for every single account that I use. Okay. But there are absolutely domains where you can give it basically full access and full information. Like there should be no, like the Google ads, for example. Maybe you limit the spend, right? You cap the spend. But for a lot of our guys, they're basically doing the same thing with a agency that they're saying, hey, yeah, run our Google ads for us, right? So why not use the AI that's, you essentially can not pay as much and maybe do even better. Who knows, I mean, so much is changing so fast. I can't stress that enough. Like, I'm building applications. I am not a developer. I've never written a line of code. You could show me HTML and I just know that there's like you start with a arrow and then a slash or something. Like that's all I know.
greater than.
That's, yeah. I do not do code, and I have developed an app that is fully functional. You can create an account and sign up. You can have workspaces. You can have users. You can work inside the app and I'll release it at some point to the public. But right now I'm building internal software just to make our team more efficient at what we do. Rather than us working in a bunch of files, let's work in our own app, And so there's so much changing. I just can't stress to you enough. And the thing is, you can build your agents directly inside of Claude, which is why I'm telling people to go to Claude, because it has all the capability that you currently have of an LLM of just chatting with AI.
Is that a skill or is that a project or?
So I'll try to explain it really quickly, but essentially when you're working with AI, right? So I'll take we produce this podcast, okay? Mm-hmm. When we produce this podcast, there's a variety of actions that we take, tasks that we do, okay? Let's just say the podcast is recorded. Okay, once the podcast is recorded, we have to take the transcript and we have to clean up the transcript, right? There's there's ahs, there's whatever, okay? There's things that we cut at the front and the back. There's a mistake in the middle. We've just got to clean it up. That's a task, clean up the transcript. Once we clean up the transcript, we have to identify clips. Clips go out onto our social media account, right? So we have clips that are anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes, and they're around a specific topic. And we have to identify what are the clips inside of this full transcript. There may be 4, there may be 2, there may be 10, I don't know, right? Then we have to create snippets. Snippets are similar to clips, but they're shorter and they're like TikTok style, right? And so on the snippets, we find, what's a soundbite that was 90 seconds or less that we should create a snippet around, and we identify that on the transcript. That's another task. On the snippets, the transcript has to be very, very clear because we put captions on top of those videos. And so we have a task to then refine the snippet transcript to make sure that there's not a misspelling of a specific word, like we say Claude and it doesn't say cloud, and et cetera, right? Very, very detailed. These are all tasks. I'm giving you an order of operations of these tasks, okay? You could imagine where it goes from there, where then we have to generate the snippet, generate the clip, create the full episode based on the transcript, all these kinds of things, okay? But there's a sequential order to each of these tasks. Each task that we do, clean up transcript, there's a way that we do that. Hey, be careful for this. Watch out for this. Make sure that you have this. Just like you have any task inside of your business. For that transcript task, to clean up the transcript, once I do that with AI back and forth, and I don't I say, hey, Claude, clean up the transcript, and then it gives me something back, and it's not 100% right, but I go ahead and I just take it, I put it into a Google Doc or a Word doc, and I fix it myself. If you do that, you're messing up entirely. You sit there and you say, hey, Claude, you got it wrong, you missed this. Hey, double check for this. Hey, I don't like the way that you did that.
Just gets better every time.
It's learning as you teach it. And then as you go through that process, I was in this conversation with AI talking about cleaning up transcripts and how we do that. I say, hey, Claude, I want you to turn this into a skill. A skill is basically a task, right? A skill is, here's an input, follow this to a T to get me this output, okay? A skill is something that you use repeatedly. We're doing podcasts every week, Martin. Every week we have to clean up the transcript.
Yeah.
So now, with that skill, I can upload the raw transcript of this podcast, and I can say, hey, clean up the transcript. And then it's going to go and see if it has a skill around transcripts. Oh, clean up the transcript skill. I'm going to use that. It does it. 30 seconds later, 1 minute later, we have a clean transcript. Right. Okay?
And you can review that and modify the skill.
Yeah, we can update. Well, I can say, hey, Claude, I don't like the way that our transcript skill is working, our clean up transcript skill. Let's fix it. Okay, what do you want to fix about it? And then we mess with it, okay? So imagine everything else that I said in terms of like, okay, well, we've got to identify the snippets, we've got to identify the clips, and then we've got to clean up the snippet transcript, and then and it just keeps going on and on. If I create a skill for each and every one of those tasks, right? Now I can create what's called a plugin, okay?
Okay.
A plugin has a few different things. It has a series of skills, right? It has like an order of operations, like a workflow of like, okay, first task is to grab the transcript. Second task is to clean the transcript. Third task is to identify the clips. Fourth task, and it just goes into order of operations. And then the plugin also has something else, which is connections or connectors, right? So let's say that I have my Google Drive. That's where our transcripts live, okay? Then I have a Excel file where we list all these things.
So I can go get all this stuff in.
Correct. Yeah. Then I have our editing software, Descript. Right? I have all of these tools. Well, I connect them, okay? And so basically what's happened is in this plugin is what Claude calls it. And this plugin feature just released this week. So when I say things are changing so fast, this just released this week. Skills released like 2 weeks ago or something like that. Maybe 4 weeks ago. I don't know.
Yeah, a month ago because I've got.
But now inside the plugin, it has all the tools that it needs to be able to do the work. And then it has these skills
access to
be able to do it. And it has the order of operations to do it. So now I invoke the plugin. I just say, hey, Claude, let's use this plugin. And really, what is it? The slash command. You click slash on your keyboard and you say transcript or post-production. And then it just goes and does it. Okay?
Does everything.
Well, what released yesterday was schedules. I can have a plugin run on a schedule, right? So you're
Who released it,
Claude.
Claude?
But these are just examples for you of what's happening every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not only that, Perplexity just came out with their own agent. It's called Perplexity Computer, okay? Perplexity is pretty widely recognized as the best AI search engine. So like, think about Google as a search engine. Perplexity is widely recognized as dominating AI search, okay? There, you can debate that, models change, all this kind of stuff, but it's a very powerful tool. Well, now they released a computer feature that basically is an agent that can search the web and then connects to your tools and then does everything. So when I think I opened by telling like Bloomberg Terminal charges $30,000 a license.
Right.
Somebody in one day replicated Bloomberg Terminal using Perplexity Computer. It just released yesterday and they did it yesterday. Okay. They completely replicated the entire app using Perplexity Computer. And then it connects to Perplexity Search, the AI search engine. So all of the financial information that's showing up,
You just bypass Bloomberg.
you just bypass Bloomberg for $200 a month or something like that. You can do that. So I'm just trying to give a vision for like what is happening and like how it kind of works. I'm not getting into like the execution because that's a whole nother aspect to it.
Yeah.
But again, the most important thing for everybody is to just start using this.
Start.
And
you know,
I do want to make one clarification. If you think you're using AI and you're just going into ChatGPT and asking questions and generating documents occasionally or whatever, you're not using AI. You're using essentially a search engine. Okay?
Yeah.
If you haven't connected your AI to an actual tool yet that you use, like your email or your Google Drive or something along those lines, you are not using AI. So you need to rethink your definition of using AI. And lastly, I will steer you away from ChatGPT as much as possible because I believe, at least for this foreseeable future, it is a really good consumer app. It is not a professional app. And for the people that are listening, you want to be doing things that are not novel, that it's gonna fade away, like generating an image of you as a cartoon and showing you how you work.
Yeah.
You want to be working on things that are actual problems and pains inside your business. And if you want to do that, I think Claude's the best one at this point. Off the shelf. Quick ad break, contractors. I want to tell you about Quo, formerly OpenPhone. I see something all the time. A customer calls in. They talk to one person on your team, and then they call back later and get someone else, and they have no idea what's going on. What do you do when you have a frustrated customer and your team is scrambling to piece it all together? It's just another fire for you to put out. Quo fixes all of that. It's an AI-powered phone system. Your whole team shares one number, or they can have their own individual numbers, but they can see the full call history. They can listen to call recordings, they can see automatic transcriptions, and even AI summaries of exactly what was said. You can tie it into your CRM too, so now the customer info isn't scattered all over the place, it's in one single source of truth. If any of this sounds appealing to you, check out the special offer in the show notes just for our listeners. Thank you for listening. Back to the episode.
Well, I mean, we've got to keep this up. But one of the things we said last time we talked AI, which is probably last time we talked because we always do, but me talking to people who say, I don't know what AI is. And there's that look of big eyes. And that doesn't mean old people. It means people. Yeah. And they say that the two things, you added a third today being the transcript for context. But get AI and do two things. Describe who you are, like you said, what you do. Just talk about your family, talk about your vacation, talk about whatever the hell else. And they say, how can you help me? And then ask questions of its answers. What do you mean by that? The other one is the brain dump.
Well,
Like, this is my business. You just say everything, and
yeah,
it
we
gets
can
a
talk about
conversation
rhythms with
started.
AI. I think that's a great episode to do at some point. I think the main thing that I would say is you need to start on something that's actually bugging you, right? Don't start. I mean, what you said is fine, Martin, in terms of describe who you are and all this kind of stuff. But literally,
Well, I'm talking
just-
about. I just got that know nothing. They barely know how to turn on a
no,
laptop.
I understand. But what I'm saying is focus on a real problem. Like maybe one of your problems is your estimating process. Takes forever. Your estimating process
what?
or your bidding process.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to like you're too busy doing work that you're delayed on getting quotes out, getting estimates out, bids out, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Use AI for that. Try it. Literally take an email that you have from a customer or from a builder or whatever of what the scope of work is, whatever, say, hey, I need to create a bid for this. And just paste copy the whole email thread that you have or whatever, paste it in there and say, I need to get a bid. And it's not going to be right the first time. Make sure on Opus 4.6 and Claude, it's not going to be right the first time. Hey, I need to get a bid. Help me make the bid. And then just have a conversation like you're talking to a person that's a consultant that knows bidding better than anybody. Say, hey, what should my price be? What should my margin be? How do I know this is going to be right? What am I not thinking about?
What do you need to know from me so that you can do this?
Just try it.
I mean, we did that one. Don't even use your cost estimates. You let it go find the market cost.
I don't think you
gonna
understand the level of detail that. I mean, just yesterday we took pictures that a customer sent of their backyard. They were wanting to do a backyard project, and we took pictures of it. We threw it into Claude. There were 6 pictures in total. It identified everything about what was going on, and the measurements weren't like to the inch accurate, but they were, hey, this is roughly 3 to 4 feet wide. This is roughly this big. And here's the questions you need to ask the customer. It came up with the 6 most important questions. Here's a general scope of work for you just by uploading the pictures.
Wow.
So anyways, those are real pain points for people. And that's where I would start, is what's actually like painful for you. What are you delaying? What are the things you procrastinate? What are the things that you look at your to-do list like, dang it, I forgot about that. Like those are the things that you should be working on with AI. And if you do it really quickly, you're going to be building skills and you'll be building plugins and you'll be building agents. But it's just changing so fast and the opportunity is so vast that it's not something you can ignore, in my opinion. Yes, there are things that you need to be careful about. You don't want to necessarily give it all your financial information and all that kind of stuff, but you really got to make sure that you're not blind to what's happening. You're not ignorant to what's happening. The way that I feel about this, Martin, and I said this to someone just the other day, it feels like it's 2002 and I'm telling people about Google search and everyone else is still calling the operator, is still pulling out the phone book and the yellow pages to make all their decisions, to do everything they do.
411. Remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember 411?
Absolutely.
Information.
And I'm sitting here on Google search and saying, hey, like I can find the address. Like I can find any information. I don't need, you're still looking up stuff in the encyclopedia. And I'm finding my facts from Google, right? And is it perfect? No, right? I still have to go and search through the pages and make sure I find the right one and all that kind of stuff. But the people that were early to Google search were the best at their jobs. They were more valuable to companies. They were more valuable to their clients, right? And so it's no different for people now. I'm just telling you, don't be the person that adopted Google search in 2007, right?
Right.
Like Google search came out in like 98. So yeah, there's a lot still to be proven.
I was using Netscape.
Yeah, exactly. There's people that still pay for America Online, right? So, but my point is, I'm not saying that you need to go and build agents today. You just need to be using AI regularly enough to whenever agents become the clear path and you know exactly which one to use and it makes sense right now, you're ready. You're not like scrambling to like, okay, well, what do we do? Right?
Well, this is just a question you added early on to what we need to do, and that's get the transcripts for we have content. How do you make that content available to AI, to your AI?
I mean, to start, just start by copying the whole transcript from a Google Doc or whatever it's in and pasting it into AI. That's it.
Okay, so you just take.
There's other ways, but
well, okay. Let me ask this: if you got a terabyte worth of transcripts, you going to upload all
most
those?
people don't have a terabyte of transcripts. When you get to that point, you can talk about connecting it to AI, and you don't have to wait till a terabyte. But that's not people's bottleneck right now. It's not like they're sitting there copying and pasting 50 transcripts a day into AI. When you're doing that,
well, let me ask it a different way. When you do copy and paste it, it used to be that it was no longer there after the session.
No, it's still there.
Well, I mean, it used to not be. Chat will tell you that. Claude will also tell you that. Matter of fact, this is an enigma because recently as this week, it has told me we don't have those documents anymore. And I said, yes, we do. We talked about them this week. It said, let me search, and it found me a link. I haven't been getting links very long. But anyway, it did have it, but it told me it didn't.
Yeah, again, there's bugs, right? Just like I would search for something on Google in 2003 and it wouldn't be on the first page, but if I went to the 5th page, I'd find it. Same concept.
But if you got, I guess here's what I'm after. I am not wasting my time if I put a lot of transcripts, just enter them into Claude.
I think for most people, you're going to have your transcripts organized somewhere. And organized is probably the wrong term, but there's going to be a source of the transcripts. So if you're using Granola, they're all going to be in Granola. And so you find the transcript there if you need to, copy and paste it, put it over. You record Google Meet. They're going to be inside of your Meet recordings folder. You find it, you put it inside of Claude. They're going to be inside of your Quo account for phone calls, right?
Yeah, no, I am actually doing that right now using Meet, and it goes to Google Drive. And then I take it and I use it. But the transcript does not independently exist in Claude now.
No. And that gets into a whole nother conversation about what you should do there.
Okay,
but
cool.
For now, that's not people's bottleneck, in my opinion. If people have that specific question, come out, reach out to me, and Martin, I'll show you exactly what you should be doing.
Well, my question still resides, though. Somebody who does transcripts today, what do they do with them?
Just keep them. Just keep.
So that they become.
For now, just keep them in a folder.
Just
right.
Keep them.
And whenever something comes to mind, okay, let's use it. But I'm just telling you, start transcribing now. Even if you plan on implementing an agent in 3 years,
right.
This knowledge will be valuable.
You put that on me a long time ago, and we record them, we audio, visual, and transcription. And I go, what do I need all that crap for? Well, I don't even know yet the video and the transcription. The audio and visual. I use transcripts every day, but I've got them. They're all content.
Yeah.
And it could just be out in the ether and gone, and it's not.
Exactly.
But I'm not using it to the extent, I'm not routinely uploading all of my stuff into Claude.
That's okay. That's okay.
I uploaded my book when I wanted to refer to my book. I uploaded it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, okay, we're saying that's where we are at this
That's where we are.
We're in kindergarten. Maybe we're in preschool.
Something like that. Okay, well, we weren't planning on doing this topic. Martin, you took us here, not me. I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Okay, I did.
But hopefully this was helpful for people, just some basic AI tips and what you need to do to prepare for AI.
Well, the basic AI
agents.
damn tip is get going,
Yeah.
get connected, and don't just, ask questions that address, how do I resolve this problem?
Yeah, exactly.
That can even be a question, and describe the problem.
Exactly. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you, Martin.
Hey, this is all going into content, by the way.
It is. This is being transcribed. It will be used by AI.
It's
You
being
can be
transcribed. It'll be
guaranteed
in
that we will be
content.
using a Claude plugin for this process.
Yes.
Okay.
I gotta watch it work sometime.
All right.
Okay,
See you,
man.
Martin.
We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
You made it to the end of the episode, but before you go, if you found yourself thinking about growing your construction business while listening today, I want to share something with you. It's called our 24 Things to Hiring and Training the Perfect Executive Assistant for Your Construction Business. And it's a free guide that we've created. It's not theory, it's what we actually use to help contractors hire the perfect executive assistant. And really, we help you find ways to delegate over 50% of your current workload and get back 20 hours of your time every single week. You didn't start your construction business to just be doing admin work, to be buried in paperwork and endless admin tasks. This is the guide that shows you exactly how to find and train someone who can actually take all that weight off of your shoulders. So this is a real actionable, great PDF that has templates and processes. It's really, really great. And I want you to check it out, even just to get your feedback and how we can make it even more valuable. But I know that you're gonna love it. The link is in the show notes. Please download it. We'd love to see how much of an impact it makes on you and your business. Thanks for listening to the full episode. Check out the guide. It's free. No reason to hesitate. No reason to wait. Download it now. And before you go, I just want to ask for your gracious subscription to our podcast. So if you have 2 seconds, it means the world to us. Just subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or if you'd like our weekly newsletter delivered to your inbox whenever we release an episode, please subscribe in the show notes. Every week, we're talking about real strategies on how you can grow and build a profitable construction business that runs without you, so you can have less stress, more time, and more money. Click subscribe wherever you listen to the show, and thank you again for checking out the Cashflow Contractor. See you on the next episode.